Hello everyone, I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation, and this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, February 19th.
On today's show, we'll hear about a walk for a good cause, the Pancreatic Cancer Walk. And Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott will be here to talk about fundraising fraud.
But first, don't forget that the annual library book and media sale continues today in the Library Lounge area just outside the library in the Resident Activity Center on the island. There might still be a treasure that no one has taken yet, so go take a look.
And we have a couple of reminders for tomorrow. There will be an outing to the Florida Repertory Theater to see Around the World in 80 Days, an ingenious adaptation of the classic adventure from 1873 by Jules Verne. The cost is $45 and pickups will start on the island at 6:30 p.m. The approximate return time will be 11 p.m. That's tomorrow evening.
It's going to be a night of cultural enjoyment, but you're going to have to make up your mind. Because at the same time that the Florida Rep will be venturing around the world, the Village Church will be hosting the Brower School of Music Orchestra from Florida Gulf Coast University. Their program will feature several works, including the Mozart two-piano concerto and the Beethoven Symphony. This amazing group of students will dazzle you with their musical ability, making it a night to remember, even if you stay in one place the whole time.
So that's Around the World in 80 Days at the Florida Rep, or the orchestra right here at the Village Church starting at 7:15 p.m.
Coming up a week from Saturday is the Walk to Support the Fight to End Pancreatic Cancer. We have a Health Connection segment coming up next with all the info you will need if you want to take part.
Hi, I'm Heather Battey, your new Resort Services and Wellness Manager. Not only am I excited to be here at Shell Point, but I'm also excited to be doing my very first interview for Shell Point TV. Today we're going to be talking about the Pancreatic Cancer Research Walk that's going to take place on February 28th at Lakes Regional Park. Today we're here with Suzanne Kennedy and Fernando Licopoli. Suzanne, can you tell me a little bit about the walk?
The walk, this is the fourth year for the walk, and it's going to be a wonderful day. It's going to be Saturday, February 28th at Lakes Regional Park just off of Gladiolas. We have last year we had around 200 people come. This year we hope to have around 300 or 400 people come. So we're very anxious for Shell Point to come and support us with this cause. We have music, we have a DJ playing music, and we have the hot flashes. If you don't know the hot flashes, you need to come see them. They're wonderful. Some ladies get out there and they just are so much fun.
Oh, wonderful.
We have food. We have the Marines. The Marines lead off the walk, and they're followed by our survivors. The other thing that we have that's very special is a raffle, and we have some wonderful raffle items coming up. The raffle will be $5 a ticket or 5 tickets for $20. So that's going to be a very fun, invigorating morning. The walk is a 3K walk or a 5K walk.
Right.
You can do either loop that you want to do. Or if you'd like to volunteer, we'd love to have volunteers to help out with the walk. So it's going to be a great day. We hope everybody comes and joins us.
Absolutely. Now, Fernando, you're actually a survivor.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, let me speak to the pancreatic cancer in general.
Sure.
It's called a silent killer because the symptoms rarely come out until it's much too late. In fact, the survival rate for pancreatic cancer is about 5%. That is, 5% of people diagnosed with pancreatic cancer will survive past 5 years. So we are a very rare group of people, survivors. And the problem is that the symptoms don't appear until far too late in the course of the disease.
Okay.
Majority of people are in the late stages and has metastasized into the liver and so forth, and they're given very little time once diagnosed. Two, there's no screening for it. There is no way of diagnosing pancreatic cancer until after the fact. which is a big challenge in terms of research in the area. Thirdly, less than 2% of federal dollars are actually devoted to pancreatic cancer research, and that's why it's important that this walk and the Lustgarten Foundation continues. Lustgarten Foundation itself is an amazing organization where 100% of all monies go towards research. It is underwritten by a private company. And since its inception, over $90 million have been donated to various research projects. In fact, this coming year, something like $8 million are going to research and Stop Cancer Research, which is a conglomeration of multiple centers, Johns Hopkins, Farber Center in Boston, Sloan Kettering, and so forth. And so it's trying to bring in really some brilliant minds and looking ways to screen for it and also to treat it. And lastly, public awareness of pancreatic cancer is not very high.
Right.
So that's the point of this walk, I think, to let people be educated to it and get information about it and help fight this disease.
Now, are there certain risk factors associated with pancreatic cancer?
You know, it's still open, risk factors. Is it genetic? There's still a lot of discussion about that. Certainly, there are certain contributing factors. Weight. People who are overweight may have be prone to the disease. If you were a smoker, believe it or not, it's not just lung cancer. It could be a major contributor to it. Your diet, high fats, anything that would be called an unhealthy diet may contribute to it because it's really a part of your digestive system that you're stressing.
Right. Now you said that there's no screening for this. So
Correct.
How do people typically then get diagnosed with pancreatic cancer?
Typically, the symptoms arise. If you're fortunate to get symptoms early, such as I had them, you go through a CT scan or an MRI and endoscopic. They'll do a biopsy and they'll see there's a tumor and decide whether it's benign or malignant and so forth. That's how it's done, if you're lucky to have symptoms.
One of the symptoms would be jaundice or turning yellow.
Okay.
Your eyes, the whites of your eyes turn yellow.
Right.
But typically that's doesn't happen. That's luck. It really is luck. And the other case is that you start to feel pain in your back or your side, and you go in and if they diagnose it, it's often because it's metastasized to other organs, and by then there really is no appropriate treatment.
Well, then this certainly is a wonderful walk and fundraising opportunity for us to participate in. If you want to sign up for this walk, you can visit either one of the service desks. I'm Heather Battey, and I wish you a happy and healthy day.
We just had our annual gala celebrating the wonderful culture of giving at Shell Point. Many of you, perhaps most of you, are exceedingly generous with your time and financial treasure in support of many worthwhile causes here at Shell Point, in the community, beyond our property, and in the world beyond that. It's a wonderful thing to be able to support good causes that you believe in, to feel that you can help make a difference where the need is greatest. Really, it's one of the best things in life to give. But there are those who would abuse your desire to help and would exploit your goodwill for their own selfish, deceitful, criminal schemes. That makes Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott very hot under the collar of his green uniform. He came by the studio to talk about how you can avoid fundraising fraud.
Hi, I'm Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott. We're approaching the time of year when the phone starts ringing more frequently with requests for donations. As a consumer, you have to be aware that not all calls are created equal, and that unfortunately, some callers are simply out to get your money for their personal gain. Today, I want to let you know that deputies and members of the Lee County Sheriff's Office do not solicit funds in their official capacity as law enforcement officers for any outside organizations over the telephone. Additionally, the Sheriff's Office does not accept or receive funds from these telemarketing organizations. So, if you get a fundraising call from someone claiming to be a police officer, you should be very aware that the call is not coming from the Lee County Sheriff's Office. While there are many worthy groups and organizations which support law enforcement and their members, remember to always ask phone solicitors if they will send you the information on their charity. If they don't, just hang up. As always, be wary of callers who insist you make a decision right now, or those who ask for your personal information, such as your Social Security number. Another thing to be very aware of is if they've asked you to keep it confidential. Many times these scammers will say, keep this between us, don't tell anybody until you've claimed your prize. So remember, if you're interested in supporting a cause, be sure to ask questions, such as how they disperse the collected funds. For more information about fundraising concerns or to report fraudulent activity, contact the Sheriff's Office fraud line at 477-1242. That's 477-1242. Once again, I'm Lee County Sheriff Mike Scott, and I thank you for being an active partner in securing the safety of our community.
Now it's time to take a look at all of today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Welcome to the happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandley, and this is Caitlin Van Scoy. We're going to tell you what we have for activities for you here today at Shell Point. We're going to start with the Health Connections class this morning at 7:15. We have Bend, Breathe, and Balance. That's down in the Health Club. 8 o'clock, the Men's Golf Association will be at the Shell Point Golf Club. Also at 8 o'clock, we have pickleball at the pickleball court. And our last 8 o'clock activity is the round robin doubles tennis at the Woodlands tennis courts. Samba will be played in the Sable Room of the Woodlands at 9 o'clock. Current events will be in the Game Room of the Woodlands at 9:30. Also at 9:30, we have the ladies match play tennis down at the tennis courts. And the Paddlers Club will be meeting at the kayak storage facility also at 9:30 for their weekly paddle. We have introduction to beginning line dancing at 9:45 in the Health Club. Now from 10 to 12 o'clock, the photo studio and gallery will be open for tours down in the tunnel. And at 10:15, we have the basic line dancing in the Health Club. We have a Health Connections class at 10:15, Keep Walking. That's in the Social Center. Sign up is required. At 11 o'clock, our Susie Q boat heads to Rum Runners for lunch. Sign up is required at the Island Greeters desk. We'll see Caitlin here for the afternoon lineups right now.
Thank you, Bev. We're going to start our afternoon off at 12:45 with Mahjong at the Library Lounge on the island. And the Butterfly Garden Committee meeting will be held in the Butterfly Garden on the island, and that's at 1:15. Shuffleboard will be played at the Shuffleboard Courts on the island at 1:15. And the Spot Play Readers will be meeting at 1:15 in the Osprey Room. We have a Health Connections class at 1:30, Aqua Pilates Stretch, and that'll be at the Life Quest Aquatic Center. From 2 to 4 today, the photo studio and gallery will be open for viewing. And at 2:15, the Computer Club will be in the Manatee Room. 2:45 is the time for another Health Connections class, Balance and Mobility Training Level 2, and that's in the Health Club, and it's currently full. The seamstress will be here for her weekly service at 4 o'clock, and she'll be in the Osprey Room. Alcoholics Anonymous will be meeting in the Sable Room of the Woodlands at 4:30. And 6:30 is the time for Pinochle in the Library Lounge. We finish our day off at 7 o'clock with Trailblazers Bible Study, and that'll be in the Woodlands Game Room. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Thursday. At 7:45, court pickup begins on the island with Get Behind the Scenes at the expanded Minnesota Twins Stadium Academy on the Go for those who had signed up. At 10 o'clock, the Art of the Self-Portrait will take place in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. At 1 o'clock, Mahjong Basics continues in the second floor Country Kitchen at the Arbor. At 1:45, New Life for Old Computers continues in the Computer Teaching Center on the island. I'd like to tell you about a new class coming tomorrow. It's actually an iPad, iPhone walk-in clinic. So if you have an iPad or an iPhone and a question, you can walk right into the teaching center and the tunnel and be helped by some wonderful volunteers.
Menus for Thursday, February 19th. In the Crystal Room, the platter is garlic sesame chicken with lo mein and stir-fry vegetables. For dinner, it's the Crystal Carving Board for $13.95. The soup is potato leek. In the Island Cafe, for lunch, it's a seafood schooner on English muffin with chips for $7.25. And for dinner, it's Thai night for $8.25. In the Palm Grill, it's a New York strip for $19.95 or baked lemon flounder for $15.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at shellpoint.net.
Hi, welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm Andy Hawkins, the senior pastor of the Village Church, and I'm delighted to have Dr. John Stumbo with us today. John is the president of the Christian and Missionary Alliance. That's the denomination with which the Village Church is associated, and also the denomination that is the owner of the Shell Point retirement community. So thank you for being with us, John. We appreciate that.
I'm delighted.
Okay. And we're actually here to talk about denominations.
Okay.
I think it's interesting to note, first of all, that the Village Church, while it is associated with the Christian and Missionary Alliance as a denomination, nevertheless has most of its members who have backgrounds in all kinds of other denominations. And which I love, by the way. I grew up Methodist. I've been Presbyterian. My son is Southern Baptist. So we've got a wide range of those denominations and many others who are involved in the Village Church. And a lot of people might wonder, what does it mean? What's this whole issue about denominations? We look at the Bible, don't exactly see denominations showing up along those lines. But I've appreciated your insights into some of this kind of thing. And you had a wonderful little outline that helped us understand something about what it means to belong to a denomination. Would you share that with us?
I'd be happy to, Andy, and I do delight in the fact that Shell Point Village is made up of so many different backgrounds. That's part of the beauty of the body of Christ, that no one denomination is big enough to represent all the glory of God. And so there's different hues and nuances and rhythms that different denominations, cultures, backgrounds, languages bring, and that all better together reflect the glory of God. But today, there's kind of an anti-denominationalism out there that the death of denominations has been discussed in recent decades. I think that kind of conversation is going to quickly die out, frankly, because this is a great time in human history to be bound together with others that are like-minded. As the opposition against Christianity grows, even in America, this is a good time to link arms together, New Testament style, and not just be an autonomous, independent church out there doing our own thing, fighting our own causes, but to be linked arm in arm and even in policy and polity together with a broader community for us to not only be defending the cause, but also to be forwarding the cause of Christ in this world. So you asked about the outline that I've been working with. This is not original to me, but when you think very simply about what a denomination is, whichever denominational background the viewers come from, you can think of it in terms of there are three things. There's beliefs that we hold. We've gathered around a set of beliefs that we feel like articulate who we are as a body. There's a mission that we share. We haven't just been called to believe things together. We've been called to do something together, to get something accomplished in this world for Christ. And we do that together in relationship. So beliefs that we hold, a mission that we share, and relationships that we value. It's not that we don't value other people, but we've linked arms. We've committed ourselves, believing that we get more done together than we would if we just operated independently. And Shell Point Village is a classic example of that. As a local church, you're doing so much for the village itself and for surrounding area, but as you link arms with the broader Christian community of the Christian Missionary Alliance, now you're touching places that your residents will never get to see with their human eyes, but you're in North Africa, you're in the Middle East, you're in Europe, you're in South America, you're in Asia, you're all over Asia, because you're linked with this broader family that holds a belief system together, shares this mission together, and convinced we do better together.
That's amazing. I know that you've pointed out, which I've recognized before, but I certainly value the fact that you pointed out, with all of the conflicts going on around the globe these days, in places like Iraq and in Ukraine and in Syria and in West Africa with the whole Ebola stuff. We have works in all of those places, don't we? And so we are a body of people, not only here at the Village Church, but we have linked arms with brothers and sisters who are doing things to really communicate the love of Jesus in each of those places where those conflicts are raging, and sometimes unbelievably raging. And you can't sort of do that by yourselves, can you? Yeah.
It is, while very difficult to watch news on a regular basis, it is encouraging to know that the gospel is advancing through ministry of Shell Point Village as you're connected to the broader work of the Christian Missionary Alliance in all those places that you've mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and that's another issue that I think it raises the issue of denominations, because we have people who are sort of in the builder generation who are here in the Shell Point retirement community, and many of those folks have a loyalty to churches that they came from or denominations, much more so than, for instance, the boomer generation, which is the generation that's starting to come into the Shell Point community. They have less of I think, a loyalty to denominations. But I think it is important for everybody to recognize that we are part of a group that is bound together, not only in terms of beliefs and mission, but also in relationships, to be the people of God in this particular place. And I value that immensely, and I think it's important to be a part of this denomination. And we trust that people who come here, whatever their denominational backgrounds might be, will recognize that if they share those beliefs and can resonate with the mission and find the relationships that we have here, that they can be comfortable, and not only comfortable, but also fruitful in the things that God calls them to do.
And we're proud to have a Methodist, Presbyterian, Southern Baptist as one of our pastors. So bless you, Andy. I'm thrilled about your ministry here at the Village Church.
Yeah, thank you for those insights. And thank you for joining us today on Village Church Connections. And we hope to see you soon.
We're glad you joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow when we'll see the progress being made on the new deck in the Butterfly Garden.
Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, February 19th. I'm Rich Nation.
And I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi. And from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.